Alright, welcome back everybody. Yeah, I think we'll put the rep here. Alright, welcome back everybody. We are back in Satisfactory for episode 2. We are playing on the desert here. So what we're doing here, getting caught back up. We've got a couple iron. We've got an iron ore set up. We've got another miner there ready to go, but it's not doing anything. So we've got our iron ore coming here. We're splitting off into a couple smelters. We're storing ingots. We've got ingots, we've got concrete. We've got concrete in the way for some reason. We're going to have to figure out what's going on down there. And then we've got our concrete coming from over there, and we've got copper stuff started over there for wire and cable. So first thing I want to do is not die when I fall off. Okay. So we somehow ended up with some concrete on this belt. Not 100% sure why, but it happened. I would like to get it off. No, I don't want the iron ingot. How do I pull this off? No. Put that one off. I need to figure out how to get that bit of concrete off. Because this is going to be a problem if I can't get it off. Let's do this. Let's crouch. Damn. Is there anything I can make with concrete just so I can get it out of the way? There isn't. Man, you could. If only I could make power shards and have that many power slugs available, that would be really awesome. But unfortunately, I don't. So now I've just got to figure out how to get. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to demolish this, and then we'll just put a new conveyor belt in. Okay. So we're moving. See, no, I did it again over here. I must have accidentally put some concrete in that storage bin. Definitely don't want to get rid of any of that. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Let's do that. Let's get that. Okay. So it appears we're moving again. Got lots of iron rods coming out this way, and we're currently working at perfect efficiency right now, which is what we want. We're working on plates. I've got a bunch of plates in here, but I'm going to store these just so I can get them out of my inventory. Because one thing I think what we're gonna do first is I think we're gonna build that space elevator first. I'm thinking. So what I'm actually going to do now is start building out. Keep building out because I want to make plenty of room. Because this space elevator is really big. I think I'm going to build this out just to keep our production space. But I'm thinking I'm actually going to set the space elevator kind of off to the side a little bit. We're going to have a weird one that doesn't have a foundation. Yeah. Okay. So that's there. So to give you an idea of how big this space elevator is, this thing is gigantic. And I've got to figure out a place to put this. So I need 250 iron plates, I need a bunch more concrete and wire, 1,500 wire, which is going to take a second. I got to figure out how to properly, see we do have some inputs there. So eventually we're gonna want to get it. We're gonna want to get into a spot where eventually we can start feeding stuff into it. But the thing is gigantic. There's some stuff over there. Did I just not notice that? What do we got over here? Got some junk over here. We're gonna go take a look at. Probably should just pick up leaves and stuff while we're out here. What do we have here? Oh, we've got one of these things. These things are a big old bitch. They're really fast and annoying. Eat shit, weird bug tiger thing. Alright, let's do this. Come on. Oh, you might be glitched. That'd be awesome if you're glitched. There you are. Outstanding. Alright, so we've got some stuff over here. I don't know if we can take a look through the wreckage. Modular frame, interesting. That's more of an advanced type of thing, which we'll probably start making before too long. But not just yet. I have a drop pod. It's 21 rotors. Okay, rotors are cable and some other stuff. We'll get to those in a little while. Some industrial beams. We got here some cable. Nice. I think the drop pods allow you to make a second hub, if I remember correctly, but I have to refresh myself on that. Okay, so we do need to make rotors to get that thing open, though. So we can actually kind of work on that, because right now we're just building up. Right now we're building up resources to make our space elevator. So let's go over to our crafting bench and see what is required to make rotors if we have them unlocked. If we don't have them unlocked, then we'll see what we need to do to unlock them. Don't yet. I think that might be a tier 2 thing. Ah, yes, rotors right there. So we're gonna need some cable, some rods, some screws, and some blades. So one thing we're gonna want to do, let's check our supply of wire over here, because we're gonna try to store up our 1500. We're not that far off actually. Store up our 1500 of that right away, and get our space elevator built. Because then what I want to do is start making cable, which is just wire that's been extruded or been combined into cable basically. So we've got a couple of things here that I can't use yet because I don't have the capability at the moment. Iron ore, I'm not going to worry about keeping that. But I do want to, let's get our biomass. We've got some stuff for biomass, just want to get that stuff out of the way. And then I do have a couple of those alien carapasses, which we can use for research. I believe we can turn those into biomass. Yes, we can, but we need 9 more of them, unfortunately. Okay. So we're building up that, we're building up plates, we're building up rods. One thing we should do is start getting some screws made. Because right now we've got plenty of rods, right? Yeah, we've got lots of rods. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get rid of this merger. I might leave the merger, but I'm going to get rid of this conveyor belt, I think. And I'm going to send this rod producer straight into another constructor, which is going to make screws, because screws, you need a lot of screws. So let's get that line. Oh, I need another reinforced iron plate. For that, I need screws. Need screws to make screws. And I'll grab some plates just to make sure I've got enough. Oh wait, that's wrong side. Okay, let's go grab some plates. Oh, I've got plates. I go make some screws and then make some reinforced plates. Screws, got plenty. I think we only need one plate, but make a couple just to make sure. Okay. So, actually what I think I'm going to do, because what I'm going to do eventually, well, because I know I'm going to want screws made up. And I know screws, this thing is going to be able to kick out rods faster than I can make screws. So I think I'm going to, yeah, okay. So I'm actually going to replace this. I'm going to keep that conveyor there. And then I'm going to place a constructor downstream, I think. Or do I put a splitter in? I think that's what I'm going to do. Actually, I should see. So if I turn this into screws, it can make one every 6 seconds. So, or it makes, yeah. So it uses a rod every 6 seconds. It only uses 10 per minute right now. And this thing is pumping out 15 per minute. So I'm actually going to have a backup if I do that. So what I'm going to do, make sure we're capturing all of our excess. At least for now, I'm going to put a splitter out here. Get that split up nice. It works. Get that. We'll send rods into there. So then I want to I'm just gonna put a couple constructors in because we're gonna need them. Let's see here, production constructor. Okay, right there. Put it in line with where we need to go. That works. Okay, so we're there. We're gonna be making screws. I've got a few rods with me. So what I'm going to do then, build this out a little bit farther so we can sneak in a storage box as needed. Okay. Let's get our foundations in. Looks like we're going to be stepping up here. And that's okay. We can definitely work with that. So screws, I'm gonna want to also keep those stored and save our excess as needed. So let's do a storage container. Or whether we keep it as screws forever or we leave it as something else, whatever I'm gonna be producing, I'm gonna wanna keep it nice and tight. So we're going to, and we need to get power connected up to these. Get power line run up there. Go there. I know I kind of just broke my cardinal rule there, but we can always add a new power pole in, or we can delete it, keep going forward. So I'm going to bring up the power pole here. And we'll bring up another one right here just to make sure we're good. Okay, so we are making screws. Very good. I'd really like to get a power shard made up so that way I could stick it in here and we could get up to 15. Alright, it's making 40 parts per minute, but it's using 1 rod per minute. So that way it could use, or sorry, 10 rods per minute. But I want to get it up to 50% production so that way I can get to 15 rods per minute. Or sorry, to 15 rods per minute in usage. Right now we can make 40 screws per minute, which is fine. We're gonna end up, yeah, I can chuck those out, that's fine. Okay, so let's go check on our cable to see how we're doing there. Or not cable, on our wire. Look at that, we're gonna catch it just in time. 849 and 500. So that's all the cable we need for that space elevator. And so we're still gonna need 200 rods, about what we got here? Oh, concrete. Yeah, so 319 concrete. So we can get all that stuff, I believe. I'm at 179. Okay, so we needed some concrete, plates, and we need rods. So we got our rods here now. We should have enough to build a space elevator. Wait, oh, did I not grab enough? No, I didn't grab enough concrete. Grab a little more concrete. Okay, that should be enough. Now we gotta figure out where we're gonna put this thing. Thinking we're gonna end up putting it out here. It's sitting up in the air weird. Alright. So I think I'm gonna do uh-oh. It appears we have lost power. So let's go check out and see which one's out of fuel. I'm guessing we've got a couple of them. That looks like that one's out of fuel. Okay. Probably gonna need to start gathering. Yep. Okay, we're gonna go on a fuel run. We're gonna go on leaves and go find some leaves and wood. Definitely not the most exciting thing, but until we can get oil power and start getting oil sent this direction, that's about the best we're going to be able to do. What is this thing? I don't know what this thing is. Mercer sphere. Don't know what it is, but I've got one. Okay. And I would love to get a chainsaw so I can actually chop down trees and get... Because wood is a lot more efficient at creating biomass. Alright. So those nuts. Alright. I know this is not the most exciting portion of the game, but fortunately very necessary to start off with. Damn it. Of course, pretty much any sandbox game has kind of at least one super grindy element in it to start with before you eventually get some stuff and kind of grow your way out of it. So it wouldn't be very true to the genre if it didn't have something kind of grindy in it right off the bat. I like these dead plants around here because I can get wood from those instead of just leaves. May not be a lot of wood, but it's wood. I'm kind of curious though. I'm wondering if at some point they'll update it so you can terraform things, so you can like even out ground, you can level out ground and things like that. That would be handy. I've got a pretty good spot here, but wouldn't complain at all if I could level out like that big pit that's over by the base and stuff like that. Would not complain a bit. Guess I have not actually explored back here too, so this is kind of also a worthwhile venture away from the base. Let's see what we've got, because it looks like we've got a stream here, yeah. I'm wondering if there's going to be oil out there, because we're going to definitely want oil and water, which we've got water, but curious to see what our oil resources look like. Oh, I might be out of inventory space. Okay, so we're gonna head back and make a bunch of biomass now, because it wouldn't shock me a ton if we've actually shut down already. Head to this. We've got our good. We're gonna make lots of wire like that, and then we're going to make some of our. Ooh, I can make lots of biomass. Love it. Let's get some of our concrete out of here. We don't need that anymore. Oh well. We do still need it, but I'm not going to worry about it for the time being. This one, this Mercer sphere, I'm curious to see what that's going to be. We can make lots of biomass though, that's really what I need. Oh, that ended up being a pretty good trip. Usually you don't get that much wood in one, but all those dead plants are really nice to have right there. Okay, we'll get our leaves taken care of. One second, I have to untangle my headphone cord. Okay, so now we've got our biomass made up. Get these filled so we're not running out again, and then we'll put our surplus into our little storage box here. We actually do have some made up already, so that's good to know. Okay, I kind of want to I'm gonna see if I can plop this Medusa sphere in here, see if it's like, or not the Medusa sphere, the Mercer sphere. Analyzing this will not give you anything. Weird alien there, the possible work in progress. So that might be something that's not actually in the game yet. So we're just gonna keep that off to the side. But now we're good on biomass for at least a little bit anyways. Space elevator needed 500 concrete, so I can put down a few more foundations. Because I think I kind of want to build out. But I also don't know for sure. There's some big dips right there. I also could put it like back over here. Problem is you're kind of taking a little bit of a gamble with having to bring anything from over there resource-wise, and then also eventually when you want to start funneling resources into it, a lot of it's going to be shooting out this end. So I think what I'm going to do is space elevator. God, that thing's huge. I'm going to put it a little over here out of the way, just to... There's a nice spot for it over here. We can get to it. It's not far away, but it's out of the way enough where we can continue to build out our factory this direction without this being in the way. Bang, space elevator. Okay, so it wants some smart plating. We will have to figure out how to do smart plating. Thing's cool. Oh, damn. Very cool. Pretty much no chance we lose that. Alright. So smart plating I believe we're going to have to get to. I think that's it may be a tier 2 thing, but I think it could be tier 3. I'm going to check right now. Oh, yeah, there's smart plating right there, so it's actually what we need. So we need some cable, plates, screws, and rods. So we need, how many screws did we need again? 500 screws and 200 rods. A couple hundred rods. I doubt we have 500 screws made. Hey, we do have 500 screws made. Look at that. Alright. Then we need some plating, which I'll just grab some plates. I don't remember how many we needed, but I'll just grab a few hundred. And we also need cable, which I'll just see how much cable we need. I guess I could just been selecting the milestone the whole time. Perfect. Need another 163 cable. So I think we should be able to have we'll just grab a stack of wire. And we'll just go over here since I don't have everything set up just yet to make cable. We're just gonna make it here. And it goes pretty quick. The 163, which we do have plenty of wire to accomplish. So, keep getting these pumped out. Getting there. Hope everybody is having a good weekend, by the way. I know Iowa State didn't play this weekend, but... Alright, home stretch. And we're good. Alright, so now we're going to put that in there. Get that there, get that there. and launch our rocket.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated. Project assembly parts can now be constructed and sent up via the space elevator. Note: project parts are too complex to produce by hand.
Okay, so now what that just unlocked is an assembler. So for that, you basically put together, it will take something like screws and reinforced plates, or sorry, it'll take screws and plates to make reinforced plates. It's something that we can't just put ingots in to make or it's not something that's derived from just one step of an ingot. So we do need an infrared assembler, which is what we're going to use to make, among many other things, we're going to be using to make reinforced plates. We'll use it to make rotors, all sorts of stuff. But we do need more screws, actually, because we'll need them for the plates for sure, and possibly the rotors. So one thing I do want to do, though, is I want to find another power slug, or retrieve that one that's way back there on that hill, so I can ramp that up to 15 a minute instead of 10. That would be really helpful, because screws just take forever to make. They're really slow. So I want to... We can make rotors here. Rotors are screws and... Oh, just rods. Okay. If I remember correctly, we needed rotors for some other stuff too, but I'll have to figure out. Grab plenty of rods, just in case we need to make more screws. So for an assembler, we're going to need 4 rotors. We'll just add it to our to-do list. Oh, we need some more cable too. Okay. Make some rotors. God, it's 25 screws per rotor. It's nuts. And reinforced iron plate. Short on screws. Of course we are. We're just gonna make some screws. Worst part is right now is you can handcraft screws a lot faster than you can produce them in that machine, which is kind of a bummer. But I need some more plates. Let's go grab some plates. Just to make sure we've got plenty. And then we'll make some reinforced iron plates. Okay. So for smart plating, I'm pretty sure we need reinforced plates for sure, which is going to be our steel plates and screws. Which that's what I was just making. Let's just get that there. I was trying to build underneath me while I was jumping. Okay, I'm gonna put a couple ramps in just to get us where we need to go. And I don't think we're going to use a ramp there. Nope. Okay. So I need to figure out... Actually, I probably just need to put in a few big foundations. Let's put these at 7, just so we have them. Just like that. we want to have plenty of room for our assembler. Assembler. So it's going to have 2 inputs there. We're going to stick it right at the top of this. Right about there. Okay. So, what we do have available to us, aside from power, which we're going to... Oh, I'm missing cable. Need some cable. Let's go get that. Okay. I know we don't necessarily need it right now because we've got plenty of hookups left on this power line, but I'm going to bring this out, and then we're going to run that to that. Okay. So now we've got power. So I want to make... What does smart plating require? Smart plating is rotors and reinforced iron plates, but we're going to need to make reinforced iron plates first. So that's going to be iron plates and screws. And then, actually, you know what? While we're here, let's make another assembler, because we're going to need to make rotors too. So I'm going to need screws. So it's not in here. Don't know if that's enough. Probably not. I'm going to grab some plates. Pretty soon we're going to have to start ramping some stuff up and hooking up our second miner here pretty soon so we can really start chugging out resources. So I'm going to need 8 iron plates. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I'm going to make some rotors, which are screws and rods. So we've got screws going a couple different places. So let's get that over there. We'll put that there as well. We're gonna try to have to organize this a little bit just so we can get this where we all need to go. Make sure we're still nice and organized. So we're going to place our assembler. Preferably nice and even, right? About there seems good. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. And then we will bring power to that. Okay. So this is going to make rotors. Which is rods and screws. So we have rods and screws and plates. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to change this over to keep things more in line. We're going to change this one to rotors. We're going to keep this one at reinforced plates, since that'll line up better with our thing, because our plate storage is right there and our rod storage is back there. So right now, our rod storage, we do have a splitter on there already, so that's good. So what we're going to do to keep things out of the way, we're going to go logistics. We're going to use a conveyor belt. And we are going to change that to that direction. And we're going to keep it about that level. Actually seems pretty good. That actually looks pretty good. So then we'll put our other one here. And we'll put that as our input. Right about there. And then we will put our conveyor in. We'll start it there, and we'll get to there. What are we encroaching on? Ooh, that. Can we do anything with that? So I gotta redo this. Conveyor. Do that. I don't know if going higher changes the game, or do I need to just go out and suck it up? Well, I think, let's see. Do I need to go higher to match clearance there anyways? Oh, I got those freaking lightning bugs on me right now. It would be difficult to find those more annoying. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out right now how high I need to go to get this thing out of the clearance. Because I can make that work, or I can go up this way. I'm just going to do it that way just to save myself some headache. Feels like it's messy. I'm missing concrete. But if I actually go straight in and don't put a pedestal in, it works. I don't need concrete. As much as I hate it, I think I'm gonna... Nah, I'm just gonna go back and do it the right way. We've got concrete. We can always bring more concrete around too, which is good. We've just got it kind of continuously pumping in from out that way. So now I need to figure out how I want to do this. Something like that seems okay. So then if I go like that, and then go there, that should work. All right, so now we're feeding rods in. You can check that. You can see them up there. Yep, that's good. Now screws, we're gonna need a splitter. Which is gonna come out of there, just like that. May have to take that ramp out just to get it to fit, but we can make that work. So let's put our conveyor belt in there. So now we want one of them to go up there. Right about there. Then we'll go up in there. So there's some screws there. And then we also need some screws there. Is that gonna work? Is it just gonna chug right through that ramp? Yeah, I don't like that. We're gonna get rid of that. I don't really need it anyways. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of that because that's gonna annoy me too. That's no big deal. I don't need that ramp. So we've got screws going in. We've got rods going in. So we're making rotors. And now we are just needing some plates, which we're gonna put a splitter in for these because I'm pretty sure we're gonna need plates for another thing. So let's do plants, logistics, splitter. Right about there. Okay. And then we're gonna leave that end empty for now, but we're gonna put in our lift. We're gonna come this direction. I think I'm gonna get it nice and out of the way. And I'm gonna put another lift there. Just to keep things out of the way as best we can. So that there, to there. Alright, it might not be perfectly straight, but that's honestly totally okay. Alright, so let's go up the lookout tower. Take a look here, see what we've got. Okay. So now we've got rods storing. Oop, we're out of power someplace. Or actually, it wouldn't surprise me if we need another generator. That would be pretty quick to run out of power. But we've got plates going in. We've got screws going into our two assemblers there. We've got our rods going in up there. So we are out of power though. Let's go down. Look at that. I can do that without falling off. Look at me go. Okay, I'm gonna guess that these are probably over capacity. Actually, we're gonna fill them up anyways, but we're gonna need to put another generator in. 2, 3, and for our fourth generator, we'll put one there. So we're gonna put another biomass burner in, which we've got stuff to do. That's gonna drive me crazy, but we'll put it there. Okay, so then let's put in this. We'll put that into there. Okay. And then we will put our biomass in there. And then we'll put some biomass in there. There. And there. Alright, so now we're up to 4 biomass burners to suffice our power needs. I'm going to put a ramp in there because it's going to bother me. Alright. So now we've got our space elevator in. We're in there. We've got tier 2 stuff going. We're making rotors and reinforced plating. Eventually we'll put another assembler down there and we'll make our smart plating, which will then kick into the space elevator. But we're going to do that in a little bit. Because first, I want to go see what our other tier 2 stuff is and what we can do as far as getting those unlocked. Obstacle clearing. Hey, that's our chainsaw. So we need 393 screws and 98 cable. So we're going to select that milestone just so we have it there. I've got stuff to make screws, so it's probably just as easy for... that's a lot, actually. It's a lot of screws. I don't know if I want to sit here and make 500 screws. But what I do need, what I definitely can do, though, is make more cable, which I need wire to do. Actually, you know what? While we're doing this, we can just... let's just get our cable set up going. Seems about as good a time as any. So we can, instead of just sitting here making it all the time. Let's get another one going. So I'm going to put it over here. Get another constructor. Oh, we need some more iron plates, and actually, ironically, some cable. So let's make a bunch of cable and make a few iron plates. as well just make a bunch of cable now that while we're here. It doesn't take very long. We are still going to need copper wire for some stuff. So I'm just gonna run a splitter off and do it that way. Should be enough there. Reinforced iron plates. Let's just make them all. It seems like we need them. So we are going to make another constructor to get our cable. Instead of going, we're going to keep the raw wire, but we're going to split it off and keep some of our copper wire. Eventually there's going to be a splitter there. Let's get rid of that conveyor belt. I hope I didn't mess it up by making those too close together. That would be a bummer if I did. Ooh, I might be able to make this work. What are the odds? Is it going to let me do that there? Yeah, it is. Kind of thought that was going to be too close, but that's okay. So I'm going to make another constructor, slap that thing right about there. That actually looks pretty good. And then we're going to make our conveyor belt, just like that. And we're going to make cable. But we need power first. So power. Do I only got one thing set up? Let's get another one running over here, just so we have it ready to go. It's always good to have more power lines. Right there. Okay. So now we're making cable. We'll put some foundations in. Kind of an unnecessary use of 4-meter foundations, but that's okay. Because we need some clearance. Because I'm going to start storing cable as well. So let's get our storage container. Put that there. Found out that we can get really close. Okay. So now we've got that. So we're going to sit there and pile up a little bit of cable. We're still going to need a lot more screws. But cable we are fine on. Concrete's trucking right along. Okay. So let's get some screws made up. Actually, before we do that, let's just check to see what we got. Oh, we probably don't have any in our screw stockpile because it's kicking them out about as fast as it can make them, I'm assuming. Literally is kicking them out as fast as it can make them. Maybe actually not quite fast enough. So I actually would like to get some power slugs in there. Okay, we're doing okay there, so let's just make some screws. So while we're doing this, if anyone's got questions that they want me to answer in the chat, feel free. Oh, sitting here and making all these screws is tedious work. Almost there. Almost at 500 screws. We're at 500 screws. Look at us go. Who'd have thought? Right there, and 100 concrete. Which I know we have. Nope. Wrong machine. Very good.
Milestone reached. Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, you are now capable of removing foliage that consists primarily of wood. Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
So now I can hold more stuff. So one thing I do remember now that I needed rotors for was this drop pod. Seeing what we're going to do with the drop pod. I'm kind of curious what's in here. I've never opened one of these before. Oh, I need another 7 of them. I need to get a ramp up here. Okay. So I'm thinking these rotors are getting made pretty slowly. Yeah. Only making 4 of them a minute. So let's go back. Actually, we need rods. Which we're making rods at a good pace, actually. Let's go back and make those and get a few rotors made up. We need rotors. So if you watch over there, oh, solid biofuel, I forgot about that. Kind of forgot that that was a thing. It takes way longer to burn. Taking forever to get these. Someday I'll stop making screws. One more rotor and we can open up that drop pod. Alright, let's make our solid biofuel since we've got it. Ooh, that feels like something we're going to want to put. That's something we're going to want to automate, I think. That sounds like our research rocket. We'll come back for that. Put that stuff in here for right now. Okay. Yep. Alright, so now we have a chainsaw that we can make. Need some cable for that, and actually we can make one right now pretty quick. So what I want to do now is let's go open up that drop pod and see what we got. Drop pod. Did I? Oh, I made screws, not rotors, because I'm an idiot. All right, gotta go back. Do I have any rotors made up? Yeah, not enough. I'll just go back and manually craft those since we're already here. I might as well let that one build up some rotor inventory. Rotors. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Alright, now, time to finally go open up this drop pod while we build up some inventory for reinforced plates and screws. Or sorry, reinforced plates and rotors. Yes. Oh, come on. Haha! What is this? Hard drive with Fixit data, analyzing the MAM to salvage its contents. Okay.
Data on the hard drive has been salvaged and can be repurposed to unlock an alternate recipe. Salvaging more hard drives will provide additional alternate recipes.
Interesting. I have to find more drop pods. What's that? I know. Spoiler alert. There is like a dune buggy you can make, and might have to make one of those and start driving around a little bit, and checking everything out. So the MAM is our research station, which is right over here. So we're gonna put our hard drive in there and see what we come up with. Oh, that's a 10-minute scan. Okay, well, we'll come back for that. So now what we're gonna do is we should work on getting our next assembler made, which will combine those two into smart plating. The first thing we're going to do is get a couple splitters made up, because we're going to need rotors and reinforced plates for different things. Okay, 3. Okay. How are we doing on plates? Much better on plates. Where are those things going? Okay, I was wondering. Okay, so now we need to get another assembler made up, and we're gonna build our foundation. We need concrete. Might look into our concrete supply just to see. I mean, I've never like been in danger of running out, but just to see what we can do to speed it up and keep our supply up a little bit more. What honestly be really great is once we can get up to oil power, then you can truly just kind of set it and forget it, and everything kind of takes care of itself. And that is what I would love to get to. Because then you could like leave this thing sit overnight or something like that, and yeah, you could leave this thing sit overnight and just build up resources. Just fill up all of your storage containers, all of it. What a great day that would be. All right, production. Let's work on getting another assembler. So we need 4 rotors and 7 cable. I'm pretty sure we've got 4 rotors in here. Did I take those out? Oh, they're probably sitting in there. I know we've got cable made though. Cable is not hard to make. cable. And rotors, 4 rotors, that's what we needed. We'll have to make some screws, because of course we do. One more. Okay. Let's get our... Now eventually we're going to get to the point where we got to start bringing cable and wire over here to combine things, but we are not there yet, so that's good. Assembler. Again, made screws for rotors, didn't make the rotors. Awful habit of doing that. Two, 3, and 4. Okay. So now we can go make our next assembler, which we're going to center up on these. Something like that. Like that. And we're going to bring this one in just to give ourselves more options there. Actually, I wonder if it'd let us do that. Nah, not gonna worry about it. We can always bring a vertical one out of there if we need to peel out that third option there. Let's bring this over here and bring this out. Oh, damn it. Out there. And we'll hook that one up to that. And we are gonna make smart plating. Yes, I'm sure this takes forever. 2 parts per minute? Yeah. So that's actually going to be about 25 minutes before it makes enough to put into that space elevator. So that may be something that we work on the next episode. But for right now, we're going to keep working through tier 2 here. So jump pads. Need 50 rotors, some cable. Let's select that milestone. That's a lot of rotors. $150 cable. So we've got cable. And we've got... I know I've got plates. I'm actually kind of thinking this might not be a bad time to fire up that second, to get another smelter rolling and fire up that next miner. Of course, that thing is kicking it out as fast as it can get going. But Unfortunately, we've kind of boxed ourselves in here a little bit because we've got 2 miners there. I should have hooked up to this one first. That's what I should have done. But there is still time to make amends. I can just route this one over here and bring this one on a new line over here, and basically have that feed this, because that one keeps up with the rod, with the ingots perfectly. What are we at? We had a biomass. Something out of fuel. Or are we at capacity again? We might be at capacity again. Those assemblers eat up a lot of power. It's looking like we might be out of power. That it appears we are. So what we're gonna do is get another power station hooked up. That'll work. Let's get that one there, and then we'll put... We're gonna dismantle that one. Yeah. That there. And then we will throw some biomass over there, just to get us started. It's not a lot, but it's a little bit. Okay, so I'm thinking this might be our time to go do the chainsaw and start cutting down some wood. Turn that into biomass. Let's do that. Alright, there's our equipment shop over there. Let's see what we need for a chainsaw. Two more reinforced plates and 160 screws. Well, I'm pretty sure I've got reinforced plates in here, or I can pull them off the line. Maybe. Well, getting screws is rough going, huh? I need to ramp up that production a little bit with a power shard. We're making plenty of rods to support it. Okay, so now we're just making 160 screws. Alright, so we've got enough screws. Let's head on over here and we're gonna get our chainsaw made. Now, chainsaw is awesome. I think there's a way to switch back and forth between the weapons that you have equipped, but I don't remember. Let's see, how do we switch weapons? Weapon reload. Toy ping, flashlight. Maybe we can. So let's just go back into our... Alright, chainsaw. Which the chainsaw needs to have... I think it needs solid biomass, if I remember correctly. Which is what we were making before, it's those little, like, sawdust logs. Where are you at? Where are you at? Do I have them on me? Or did I put them in something? Well, that's not even running, so I don't know what the deal was. Maybe one of them was just out of power. Okay. So it does need solid biomass, though. Or biofuel, I should say. Okay, I was wondering when that was going to happen. Okay, so I do need to go get enough to make some biomass to make some solid biofuel, which we can use to get the chainsaw so that we can go get more wood to make biofuel. Eventually, a good thing to do is kind of automate this, so that way you basically just go out and wooden leaf runs, and then you have constructors built to automatically create your biomass and biofuel. So that's actually a supply line that might be a good one to kind of set up too. Because then you can just dump wood and leaves into it. Alright, let's get some biofuel made up. Chainsaw appears to be happy about it. The nice thing is that the chainsaw does do some kind of area gathering. Alright, so now we can go and cut down some trees and actually get some wood to create lots and lots of biomass. Bam! Oh, I got some limestone,
The mycelia within this fungus suggests strong molecular bonding features frequently observed in adhesives and medicine, both beneficial for field research. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
Interesting. I had never done that before, so that's a new event for me. I can't tell. Did I actually get wood out of that? Oh, I did get wood. Okay, that's good. That's really what I need right now, but... Getting the mycelia is interesting, though. So bam, it just takes care of all of that. Alright, now we're really building up some biomass, which is really good. This thing's actually harvesting limestone too, which is kind of crazy. We are really piling up. Okay, so but we are apparently out of, assuming that means we are out of inventory space since it's not actually gathering anything anymore. So now we can go get all this made up into biomass. Yeah, look at all the biomass we can make up. Love it. Get rid of that mushroom. I'll get rid of the flower petals too. Don't really need those. Awesome. Okay, so now we've got that. We can make lots of biofuel. But actually what I'm going to do is just get these things filled up. And I think I'm going to make a construct. I'm going to make a little assembly line here where we can make really don't need that to be going off all the time. Alright, so actually what I am going to do though is eat some of these berries. Okay. Mycelia. Oh wait, analysis of hard drives complete. Select your reward. Alternate blueprint for an copper alloy ingot. You can use, oh, you can use iron ore. Interesting. Alternate for a copper rotor. Interesting. Because copper, see, the problem is the screws are still your limiting factor there, big time. But by not having to use the rods, you can force feed more into it. You can ramp up your screws. And we don't have any trouble with copper at all. I don't really need the alloy ingot. But they can make a lot more. You can make a few more rotors per minute, which is good. I'm going to keep that copper rotor. Alright, mycelia. Fungus-like specimen. So I've got quite a bit of it. Let's see what we can do with it. Like fabric, interesting. So what is this? Oh, it needs some paleberry and another mushroom. Damn. Parachute. That's awesome. How about nutrients? Paleberry. Don't have any. Need to find some. Nutritional mixture. I'm guessing that's a health type of thing. Okay, interesting. Either way, need to get some rotors made. And right now, all of our copper is going into wire and cable. But copper sheets are definitely something we're going to want to do. Can we just make those? Yes, we can. These copper sheets we're going to use for... I'm going to get rid of these deep-ass foundations. Unnecessary. I want to put storage... Oh wait, probably do need them actually, now that I think about it. Because I do need to get a splitter put in here. I'd love to get a power slug in here so we can smelt faster. And then I need to get 3 of them actually so we can smelt and mine faster. So what I want to do is get a constructor built and 2 reinforced plates. Because of course I do. I'm kind of curious to see what this situation looks like up here. I need to get more screws made, 100%. We've actually got 20 smart plates made up. Interesting. Unfortunately, it's kind of sitting because the rotors are taking forever. And the rotors are taking forever because the screws are taking forever. How many iron plates does this thing have? It's got plenty of plates. I'm going to shut this off so that way this thing doesn't keep eating the screws when it doesn't need to. We'll let them just build up. And that way this thing isn't sitting and waiting on screws as much. So eventually they're going to pile up. Now they're built up. And now they should be, yep. Coming out just like that, 5 at a time. Look at that, we're running out of surplus of screws now. Kind of. Well, not really. And we're getting there. The space elevator needed 50, so. But I think what we're gonna do, I think I just needed a couple. Yep. I'm not gonna worry about storing the copper sheets right at this exact moment, I don't think. I'm just gonna get them ready to go. Yep. We'll go from there to there. So then are we... We're running out of surplus there anyways. It's using 22.5 per minute. I think we'll be okay. So we can build up copper sheets like such. And we will, actually, we'll just get a... It honestly never hurts to just have a storage container. Just as a place to build up surplus. Is that going to be on the ground? Something like that. Okay. And then we'll send our copper sheets to the storage thing. Alright. Put a ramp in here. Alright, so I think what we're going to do, I think we're actually going to call it a day for right now. We're going to end the episode here. This has kind of been part 1 of Tier 2 of Satisfactory. We've got the spaceport going. We're getting there on our smart plating. We're working on getting Tier 2 done. Right now it's just a lot of rotors that need to get made. So I'm going to kind of keep working on making those since it's kind of a tedious process, and we'll have them ready to go for the next episode. So hope everybody enjoyed this. This was episode 2 of Satisfactory from scratch. It's going to our playthrough of the early access game Satisfactory on Steam. So hope everybody had a great time enjoying this, and have a good rest of your weekend.